week or so ago, I gave you a story about the up-and-coming hosepipe ban, which would be in 2 days. So from today's Friday, the 3rd, it would be Saturday for Sunday, would be the 5th of August. Happy August. And I've just come across this story. United Utilities, the same people that call for a hosepipe ban in cooperation with the government and certain councils in the country, have called off the summer hosepipe ban in England.
Next on Raheem Reports.
Now, if you watched recently, a couple of days ago, it was a heavy downpour of rain for like 10, 20 minutes or so. It was very heavy. However, that does not mean that the hosepipe ban shouldn't be enforced. I think it should be. I'd happily comply with it so I can get some water from my tap, because we're on a water planet, but the temperatures really dried out the planet in the last 2 to 3 months. And I only found out about that when one of my listeners told me that Germany has had a consistent drought for 3 months, for over 3 months. So let's take a look at this story about the hosepipe ban being called off. Reported by BBC News. United Utilities calls off summer hosepipe ban. Wow, we can see the water receding there. Low water levels in Whale Reservoir at Edgeworth near Bolton last month. The first hosepipe ban of the summer that would have affected 7 million people in England has been called off. The temporary ban by United Utilities was due to start in the northwest on Sunday to safeguard essential supplies. But recent rainfall, cooler temperatures, and a reduction in water usage have led to it being lifted. So see, cooperation is the key. People read those stories, people listened to the news reports, and they played their part. They did their bit. So well done, England. UU has warned that it may still need to introduce a ban at a later stage if the dry weather continues. Martin Padley thanked customers for conserving water and said the company did not want to inconvenience customers unnecessarily at this time. Our leakage teams are working 24 hours a day to find and repair as many leaks as possible, and we have been moving water around our network, he said. United Utilities last imposed a ban in 2010. The long-range forecast for the Met Office is one of relatively dry weather into the autumn, so future restrictions are still a possibility if more rain doesn't arrive. Forecasters predict temperatures in northern England would reach the mid-20s with some rain, while southern parts could reach 30 degrees on Friday. I've noticed that depending on where you are in the country, the heat will hit you some 5 or 6 degrees more, or 3 or 4 degrees more than it would hit me. Because in Dagenham, we had temperatures of up to 32 degrees Celsius last week, Friday. And it was very good to see the rain. Thank God for that. And in other parts of the country, it was like 3 degrees hotter, like 35 point something degrees, nearly 36 degrees. Europe is bracing itself for the hottest ever temperatures, with Spain and Portugal predicted to break the 48 degree Celsius, 118.4 degrees Fahrenheit record set in Athens in July 1977. Wow. Mr. Padley urged UU customers to continue taking steps to save water in their homes and gardens. Let's look at some other headlines quickly. Reality check. Do hosepipe bans work? What are the effects of a heat wave? How to keep your plants alive in a heat wave? Let me swap them out with cacti. Europe's 48-degree Celsius heat record could be broken. Wow. Robert Light from the Consumer Council for Water said consumers deserve great credit for the way they've responded to the call to use water wisely. Earlier this month, UU, which supplies about 3.2 million properties, said it was moving water from Wales to boost depleted supplies across northwest England. That's quite a logistic task. The first half of the summer in the UK has been the driest since 1961. Right, let's get the calculator out. Here we are. Where are we now? 2018 minus 1961 equals 57 years, over half a century ago. Wow. The driest since, it's been the driest in 57 years. Wow, man. What a time to be alive, to see records get broken, not just in athletics, but in humidity and temperature. The planets are changing. The company's drought plan says its minimum level of service permits bans no more than once in 20 years on average. It last imposed a ban in 2010 and then the called off ban would have been the third in the company's 23-year history. Last year, the water regulator handed the company an £8 million underperformance penalty. Underperforming, eh? Naughty, naughty. And why would they be handed such a penalty? I'm guessing because people were complaining about the lack of service and so many burst water pipes, because that's another reason that we have to suffer for the temperature increase, when these companies that don't pay due attention to the complaints that their customers are making across the country about burst water mains, and instead just take that money we're paying them for the water services they deliver to our house and hold the money. You gotta spend some of it on repairs, man. You have to do that. So £8 million. See, if you'd have spent that 8 million on repairs across the country, there might be 2 leaks left. More on this story. Heat wave threatens to cause shortage of peas. Well, I'm not being funny, right? I don't eat peas, so I don't care. However, there are other things such as fruits, especially bananas and lemons, that this heat wave will affect. Check out my other stories, and you'll see me detail that, especially about the heat in California. They said lemons are going up to like $70 for a box of them, some wholesale prices. Water moved from wells amid imminent hosepipe ban threat, and that was 9th of July 2018. So it's been very, very hot this summer. I'm sure that the deaths have gone up, heat stroke has gone up, people getting burnt, people not taking precautions, skin cancers going up. It sounds like apocalypse. It's apocalyptic conditions. And it seems that it was synchronized across the planet, just like those synchronized swimmers that swim so delicately through the water during the Olympic Games. So that was that story. It's pretty interesting, given a few facts and figures about numbers pertaining to weather and temperature. Take care out there, drink a lot of water, stay in the shade, take extra breaks, keep the window open, don't close yourself in. Unless you're in the city, then you should pray for some air conditioning. If you don't, you're really going to suffer. And there can only 4 people can stand in front of the fridge freezer at one time before you have to get shouted at by your boss and go back to work. So I'm glad I work from home, because I can take breaks when I need to. Anything else? Oh yes, share this story with as many people as you can. Share it with friends, share it with family, share it on all social media. And remember, free news, baby. Real news, baby.